Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you today? On a scale from 1 to 10, give me a number below. 1 doing pretty poopy and 10 doing pretty positive. Let me know in a comment below. Today, I would give myself, it's early still. It's early since it's only 9:20 in the morning here. I would say that I'm doing pretty positive. I would say probably a 9.5. The only reason why I didn't give myself a 10 is because I'm tired. I woke up too early. But I got to start my day with a good friend, walking our dogs in the woods. That is the best way to start it. Although it would have been better if I had just been able to sleep a little bit longer. We started at 7 and it was a 35-minute drive, and so my alarm went off at 6. A little earlier than I would like. But it was well worth it because the company is amazing. I feel better going outside and breathing fresh air. Duncan just made us laugh. Best way, starting your day with friendship and laughter, it doesn't get much better. And out in nature, it doesn't get much better than that. Well, you know how we start every single one of these. Grab your beverage. Today is live every moment, laugh every day, love beyond words. And I just thought it was a good reminder today. And yes, I am drinking my mushroom coffee. What are you drinking? It is hot. All right. So what I want to talk about today? Well, I think that we need to celebrate. Say what? We may be saying, Aim, what are you celebrating? Celebrate anything. Celebrate the fact you got up. Celebrate you have clothes to put on. Celebrate you got a phone to watch this video and hopefully interact with me. Don't make me talk to myself. Celebrate you got a roof over your head. Celebrate the fact that you can see. There's so many things that we can celebrate. Today when we were on our walk, my friend is doing a business retreat and she got her first person to sign up. And she just said, and I got my first person. I was like, whoa. Back it up, girlfriend. Celebrate. And I started singing. Stop, pause, breathe. We get so quick to pass over our things to celebrate, and yet we spend so much time on the things that we haven't yet achieved, we didn't do right, we wish we did better, and we focus all our attention on that. Why? Why? Why do you want to feel badly? And why don't you want to feel good? Take a moment to think about that. Take a moment. I'll wait. We're so quick to feel badly. We get so, me too, feel so comfortable feeling sad or feeling frustrated or feeling angry or feeling unhappy. And it's so fleeting, the moments that I allow myself to feel happy, to celebrate. So many years I would do things and I'd be like, okay, now what do I do? Now what's next? I wouldn't take even a nanosecond to celebrate. And here, it's her first business retreat in Italy. And she got her first person. And all she said to me was, oh yeah, I was like, what? Stop, celebrate. That's exciting. That's awesome. You've been working all this time, getting things set up, getting things organized, inviting the right people to present at this retreat to help businesses. And you're just going to be like, yeah, I got my first. What? No. And yet, if something goes sideways, I'm so quick to like share that for days and weeks. Yes? When things aren't going right, do you also share that with everybody? Why are we programmed to share our shit, but not our shingles? Not our accolades, not our accomplishments. Why do we share the garbage, the disappointments, the Why can't we share the stuff that's good? There's good stuff every single day, and don't you dare tell me there isn't. Not listening to that. You woke up today and your kids talked your ear off. At least you got kids. There's someone out there that's trying really hard to get one. You got multiples. Congratulations. You know, it's a change in perspective. It's a change in perception. And I realized I was looking over some emails. Yesterday I was going through all my email inboxes. I have three email inboxes. Yeah, don't ask. And there were hundreds and hundreds of emails. And I very rarely get through all three of them, all of the emails. And then, you know, with the emails, sometimes I have, that's a good one. I don't know really where to put that. And I want to be reminded of that every so often. And so I'll leave that there. And so my inbox, it drives my husband nuts because he's somebody who gets an email, reads it, trashes it, moves on, or saves it, or does something with it, and his inboxes are always empty. And mine are always have something in them. And when I was going through, I saw this one where I had listed the 3 P's of success. I thought I'd share it with you. Are you interested? If you're interested in the 3 P's of success, now this works whether your success is in business or relationships, with your money or your health. These work. These are universal. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. I asked you 3 times just to make sure. The first P in success is what I just shared with you. Perception. Perception. Or perspective. And so often we're successful, but we don't even realize it. Because look, there's always something more to do. There's always some way to improve. There's always. But that does not mean that we have not succeeded. I'm going to say that again. Just because you have not achieved whatever it is you've told yourself you want to achieve doesn't mean you're not successful. You're successful for just being in the game. How many people out there have an idea for a product and never do anything? I did an idea for a product. I created the product. I sold the product. Did I make millions? No. Would people say I was successful? Maybe not. I was damn ass successful. Because there's many people that don't write a patent, don't create a product, don't have it out in the marketplace. Changing my perspective allows me to see the successes that I have. Right? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? I feel like my hair is doing some weird things. Yes or yes? When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. It's a Wayne Dyer quote that I absolutely love. And it is so true. When we focus on things that we haven't yet achieved or haven't done as well as we would like, doesn't mean we haven't done well. So changing our perspective is the first P for success. The second P is persistence. The fact that we don't give up. The fact that we keep going. That is success. The 3 things of success. Perception or perspective, and persistence. Keep going. Keep going. You can't fail if you don't give up. Someone said that. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you can't fail if you don't give up? If so, persistence, the second P, is the one of the 3 P's for success. Although I'd love to say that positivity was another key, it is not. It was, the third thing, the third one is perseverance. Perseverance. Because you gotta go after it. You do. It doesn't just appear on your doorstep, right? And so those are the 3 P's for success, I think. Do you have things for success? Ways to measure success? Here's a question. I realized a while ago that how do I know that I have success if I haven't determined what success is? How do I know if I've had success if I have not defined what success is? Is a financial success the fact that I don't have any debt? Or is financial success the fact that I have a certain dollar amount in the bank? Or is success the fact that I can go and spend whatever I want on whatever I want, whenever I want? I don't know. It depends. Depends on each of our definitions of success. Yes? Yeah. What's your definition? Does it depend in what area? What's your definition of health? Are you healthy if you can walk down the stairs and not be out of breath? Or are you healthy if you can run a mile in less than 3 minutes or whatever it is? Are you healthy if your blood work comes back right? Or are you healthy if you feel good when you get up in the morning? How do you determine if you're healthy? And once you realize how you determine how you're healthy, do you really want that to be your guidepost, your measurer? Because here's the deal. You have a definition of success, whether you have written it down or not. Society, experiences, life has given you that definition. Maybe you read it in a book. I don't know. But we all have our own definition. The curious thing is, once I figure out what my definition is, I can be like, ooh, yeah, that's not cool. Because what I found for me is I kept raising the bar. Like, let's take exercise. I'm successful with exercise if I can do a single pull-up. I do a single pull-up and then I say, that's not good enough. I need to do 5 pull-ups. I am successful in my health if I reach a certain weight on the scale. And then I reach that and I say, well, I should really lose a couple extra just so I have that padding. I'm not successful yet. Really? Really? Not only did I meet my goal, but I surpassed it. And I still felt like I needed to take off a few more in order to have the success. Really? Let's take a relationship. If you're in a relationship 10 years, are you successful? 20 years? 50 years? Do you measure it by the number of years? Do you measure it by the amount of happiness? Do you measure it on the amount of children? Do you measure it on the amount of memories that you've created? I don't know. How do you measure your relationships? And that's not just with a significant other. That could be with friends. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Asked it 3 times. There's so many things that I don't even know what I think. That I have been going through the motions for so many decades, not even pausing to say, what is my definition of success? Because if I don't know my goal, or I don't know my whatever, my belief, then how do I know when I've gotten it? You know, when I was looking for a house, I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew how many bedrooms, I knew how many bathrooms, I knew I wanted open concept. I knew that I didn't want to see the stairs when you first walk. Like, I knew. So that when I found it, success, I would know. But if you're just like, oh, I want a new house. Well, there's millions of new houses out there. How are you going to know the one that's for you? How are you going to know the significant other that's for you? Do you have a list of qualities, accolades, behaviors, beliefs? How are you going to know? Is it just going to be a feeling? You're just going to go in your feelings? Because I'm here to tell you, feelings are fleeting. Feelings are fleeting. Relationships take a whole lot more than just feeling it, because those feelings change on a dime. On a dime. I can go from I'm pissed off, he is the most insensitive blankety blank blank blank, to, oh, I was just having a moment and so was he, and now we're in a much better place. Literally, in the blink of an eye. So, can you base it on emotions? Can you? Do you want to? I know I'm asking you a ton of questions, because I'm looking at a lot of these different things for the first time in my entire life. You know, why do we not, going back to why do we not celebrate? We don't pause. We don't sit in the joy. Instead, I'm constantly looking for the things that aren't right. Things that could be better. Instead of sitting in what is. I watched this movie last night. Oh, it's something about the roadmap to you, or the journey is the map is the journey to you, or something like that. It was on, help me out if you know what it is. It's a new movie on Amazon Prime. And it was a great reminder about living in the moment, and how often I'm a planner. Where are we going? How long does it take to get there? Is there going to be good food there? What are we going to do when we get there? How long are we going to be there? What do I need to pack? Do I need a dog sitter? A million things. Want to know. Want to have a plan. And what if there is no plan? For my honeymoon, my husband took us to Australia. And I, for the first time, did not have a plan. I knew that I would need an assortment of different types of clothing, but I had no idea how long we were staying in places. I didn't know the places we were staying. I didn't know the things we were doing. And we literally wung it. We didn't have reservations. And that almost bit us in the butt when it came to one of the towns we went to, because there were no hotel rooms available. And we went to multiple hotels before we found one that had some availability. But that just adds to the story and the experience. And instead of getting wigged out and worried, it all worked out. Always does. Always does. It always works out. Always. Give me one thing that you've had happen that you're worried about that hasn't worked out. Yeah, it hasn't worked out. I'd love to know. Worry is something that I do and is a totally waste of time, because I typically worry about things that will never, ever, ever happen. Yeah, it's a combination of doubt and anxiety and doesn't taste very good, doesn't feel very good. And yet, yeah, lo and behold, yeah, I do. There are times when I worry. There are times when I fret. And I have to remind myself to stop, because whatever I'm worrying about, number one, I have no control over. Typically, the things I worry the most about are situations I have no control over. Because if I have control over them, I don't worry about them, I just do them. Yes? I have the confidence to know that situations I have control over, I can get done, I can work through, I can figure out. But the ones I don't, the ones I have no control over, are the things that I worry about. And those are typically about other people, about situations around the world, around how someone's going to react. I can't control how someone's going to react to something that I say, but I worry about it. What if they don't take it the way I meant it? What if they get so mad that they cut me out of their life? What if, and I play that what if game. Do you ever play that game? Not a fun game when you play it that way. So, this is a great game. So I play what if it all works out? What if they embrace what I'm saying? What if they agree with me? What if, and I do the other side of the what if game, which I haven't up until recently really played very much. I always do the catastrophizing and not the one that comes out really smelling like roses on the other side. And so it takes practice. It takes some serious practice. I was going to say something else and now I've forgotten. Do you have that happen? I was going somewhere with that. I don't remember where. Let's see. I was talking about catastrophizing. I was talking about what I do. It was a story. I was going to tell you a story. What story was I going to tell you? That makes me so frustrated. When I have something and I'm like, don't forget, but I have to pay attention to the things that I'm saying in the moment. And I'm like, don't forget that story. And I'm so focused on the things that I'm saying that, what did I do? I forgot the story I was going to tell you. So hopefully it'll come back. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. I'm going to let it go. It is what it is. If you're there, say hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on where you are. And speaking of going back to the celebration, and we should really celebrate. We made it through Monday. There you go. There's something to celebrate. No matter what obstacles came your way, no matter what happened yesterday, we made it through. Whoop, whoop. Celebrate. Celebrate. It's a lot more fun. I will give you that. A lot more fun. Yeah, I'm celebrating I got through all those damn emails. I'm really glad that I learned about or remembered about the 3 P's of success. And I hope that those 3 P's help you. Those are my 3 P's of success, but what are yours? Maybe you just have one. Maybe you have 6. I don't know. Share in a comment below. What's your definition of success? Only when we know what it is will we know if we achieve it. Only when we know what we're looking for will we know if we find it. Is it a feeling? You know? Recently, John and I are remodeling our bathroom. And we were talking about, what do we want in there? How do we want it to look? And how do we want it to feel? Talking about feelings. How do we want it to feel? How do we want to feel when we go in there? And right now we have dark wood, kind of like our cabinets here. They're dark wood. And we have like a beigey tile in there because that was what was popular 12 years ago. Don't judge. And I wanted something lighter and brighter. And I wanted something that was timeless. And I wanted something that had a little bit of glam to it. Yeah? And I wanted something that had really clean lines. John and I like really clean lines. Something that's a little more, I won't say modern, more contemporary, I guess. We chose some tiles and stuff, and then I started doubting myself. And so I hired a decorator. And I think I shared with you the other day that she came up with some incredible plans. And the minute we saw one of the designs, we just knew. That was what we had envisioned in our heads. That's the look. That's the feeling. That's what we wanted. And there were some words that I put to it, light. I want it to be bright. So lots of lighting in the ceiling. I'd like a little bit of glam. I'd like it sophisticated. I'd like it very simple lines. Certain things that I really liked, certain things that I didn't. And so even though it wasn't super detailed, I knew that I needed somewhere to put my scale. I needed somewhere to put my jewelry. I needed somewhere to put my cosmetics. I needed somewhere to put a garbage can. I knew I needed somewhere to hang a towel. I knew I needed, and once we could tick off all of these boxes, plus have it lighter and brighter in there, I also knew John wanted a rain shower. I hate those things. Wanted a rain shower. I wanted a regular shower. So we wanted to have 2 different shower heads. Yeah. Those were the things that were important, that we definitely wanted. Now, we never imagined or thought of having a place to put our laundry. And the designer said, "Oh, I thought you might want like a hamper of some sort." I knew I wanted a bench. I knew I wanted lots of things. And so when she showed us the different designs, I knew, because it ticked all my boxes. It was light, it was bright, it solved all the problems that we had between towels and jewelry and garbage cans and cosmetics and all of it. So I knew it when I found it, because there was a checklist. Just like when I purchased this house, there was a checklist, right? Even if it's vague, even if it's, I wanted at least 4 bedrooms. I wanted at least 3 bathrooms. I wanted something that we could make 2 offices so that John could have his space and I could have mine. There were boxes. Do you have boxes to check on the things that you're looking for? Whether maybe that's with a spouse. Do you actually have boxes? Maybe you have them in your head, just like your definition of success is probably in your head. But it's really fascinating when you sit down and you write them out. I've found so many really interesting things that I think that I didn't realize I thought, or that I believed that I didn't realize I believed. And then I'm like, damn, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. But writing down all the things you want in your next relationship, in your next partner, is helpful, because then when you meet these people, you meet people every day. When you meet them, you don't just go on looks. Looks change. Looks change. John is constantly reminding me that when we first met, I didn't have purple in my hair. And you know what? When we first met, he had hair. So things change. Looks change. But what doesn't change is what's on the inside. What doesn't change is our core beliefs and the way we move about the world. What doesn't change is how we treat others, right? Certain things definitely can. If we want them to change, they can. But for the most part, our character and our beliefs are pretty seated in there the older that we get. So knowing what kind of character and what kind of belief system you want your partner to have, and how you want them to express their love for you, maybe, or how their belief or their activity level. John and I like to be outside. That doesn't mean that we don't do Netflix and chill. It just means that we really like walking out in nature. We really like being on a lake and seeing the water, walking along a stream or a river. We really like these things. And, that was important to me. Where do you want a vacation? Are you somebody who's like, just give me a book and a beach? That would make me insane. Literally miserable. Book and a beach? No, thank you. That is not my idea of a vacation. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. There are many people that like a book and a beach for vacation. That's just not me. And so knowing you and then knowing what you want, I didn't want someone that was going to want to just sit on a beach and read a book, because I wanted a partner to go and explore cultures and food and surroundings and environment and all of that. I wanted someone that wanted to experience and make memories. That was my idea of vacation. My idea of a vacation is you come home for the book and the beach. I want to go out and see it all and do it all and do things that I've never done. And the things that I can do at home, that's not a vacation to me. But if you're someone that never gets to do that, having that beach and a book is your vacation. And there's nothing wrong with that. But knowing who you are and knowing what you want helps when you meet that person, in knowing that if there's somebody who can't sit still, my brother can't. My brother's worse than me. My brother literally cannot sit still for 30 minutes. I can do that. He can't do that. He gets fidgety. And his partner knows that. His husband knows that. And so they're a good balance for each other. Maybe you need a balance. Or maybe you just need someone that's going to hop on that 2-seater bike behind you and start pedaling with you. I don't know. But whatever it is, start making your list. Start making your list. Because only when you make your checklist, your list of what you want, will you know when you get it. How will you know when you find it? If you don't know what you want to begin with. If I just said I want a house, of my dreams, how do I know what that looks like if I don't say I want it? I don't know, maybe the house of my dreams is as detailed as I want brick on 3 sides, or I want a 3-car garage, or I want a finished basement, or I want whatever it is. I need to write down what that dream is so I know when I see it. And yet, I, for many years, didn't take the time to do that. Life was so busy going 1,000,000 miles an hour that I didn't stop. Didn't stop to breathe. I didn't stop to consider the things that I wanted, the things that I didn't want. I didn't stop to celebrate all the things that I achieved, all the things worth celebrating. And I will tell you that my life is better now that I do that. Now that I'm very clear on what I want, so I know next steps to find it, to get it, and I'll know when I get it. And with each step in the process of getting it, on the journey, I celebrate. Not just when I get there. Each step. When I was looking to remodel this bathroom and I asked for contractors, I got a bunch of contractors and I celebrated. Yay, I got people I can call. So then I would call them and I would have meetings with them. And then I would celebrate. Yay, I decided which one I'm going to use. And then I thought, well, what are we going to do for the interior, all the little details, what color fixtures are we going to use? What kind of fixtures are we going to use? What tile are we going to use? What cabinetry are we going to use? What this are we going to use? What that are we going to use? And I interviewed lots of interior designers. Lots, like 12. And my husband John kept saying, Amy, don't overwhelm yourself, just pick one. And the problem was that I knew what I wanted. I had a checklist. And none of them. It took like 12 people for me to find the perfect one for me. Kind of like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, right? Some were too hard, some were too soft, and this one was just right. She listened to both of us, not just me, not just him, both of us. She understood that there were additional things that we weren't thinking of. She was in the price range that we wanted to pay. She provided the services I wanted that I couldn't find in anyone else. You know, in this day and age, I just want to put this out there. In this day and age, I don't understand why every interior designer does not have an AI program where you take a picture of the space and you put in the elements and you get to see what it looks like. Can I tell you? I interviewed 12 people and she's the only one that did that. So if you're looking for that, let me know. Because you got to call Jackie. You got to call her. Because literally 12 people and she was the only person down to you could actually see the light from the window on the vanities. That's how detailed her program is. And she can put in different kinds of vanities and you get to see what they look like in there. You get to see, oh, you want a shower this big or this big? Do you want a half wall here or Do you want it to wrap around the corner so that you have the, like, she can show in real space what it's going to look like before you order anything. You're not sure if that little tile this big is going to look incredibly busy once it's on a wall? Well, you won't have that worry or that question with Jackie, because she gives you a photo, like literally has taken her software allows a photo of the room with the tile on the wall. Yeah. Crazy that no one else does this. But that was a hard, big box on my checklist. And I just kept going. And I would reach out to contractors. I'd reach out to networking groups. I would reach out to neighborhood moms. I would reach out to people after people after people. I would just keep asking people until I found the right person. Perseverance. Right? Persistence. I kept asking. So that's my definition of success. That's me not giving up. That's me having a checklist of what I want so that I know once I find the right person, the right house, the right vacation, the right whatever for me, because I have those things that I know that I'm looking for. I don't just keep it in my head. I actually have a list. And then as I come across it, I check it off. I'm looking for places to explore around Northern Virginia, Maryland that are, a couple hour plane ride or drive that I've not yet experienced. Bonus, if we can bring the dog. I'd love to be able to bring the dog. That's definitely a special box. I'd like to be out in nature. I'd like it to be a unique experience. So yesterday when I was on TikTok, I found a couple of places that checked those boxes. This one place, you get to stay in a silo. How cool is that? And it has your very own swimming hole. It's like this huge rock pond, I guess, spring that's like right outside the silo. And the silo is decked out. It's not ratchet. You're not roughing it, right? It's cush. They allow dogs. They've got goats. They've got animals. You can go hiking. They actually, the people who rent out this space actually have a book of activities and things to do in town that you can explore. All different kinds of things. On my list. Check. Checked a lot of boxes. Have you ever stayed in a yurt? Do you know what a yurt is? Google yurt. I have found a yurt in another place that allows dogs, that's out in nature. That's cool. Different experience. Totally different experience than a lake house, right? Done the lake house. I want different things. I want things I've not done before. So if you have suggestions or you know of a place, let me know. Please. I'm in search of experiences and destinations, places to visit, activities to do that I've not yet done. And on that, I will share as I find them and do them in the hopes that it will inspire you to create your list so that you'll know when you find your perfect getaway, because you'll have a list to check off those boxes. And maybe you also have, like, I have those kind of places, but I also have places where I want to, I don't know, go and have like a spa weekend somewhere, right? That's a totally different experience as well. And I will know that once I make my list of the amenities, the environment that I want from that experience, and then I'll know when I get it. Yes? Yes. So today, I invite you to celebrate, my friend. There's always something to celebrate. Go put on the song Celebration and dance in your kitchen. Go and sing a song that brings a smile to your face, because you've got so much to celebrate. You really do. The fact that you're breathing on your own without an apparatus, the fact that you can see and hear this, the fact that you have a phone or some piece of equipment to see this. This is amazing, the fact that we can actually connect this way. There's always something. The fact that you just woke up today. No matter what time it was, you didn't have to get up at 6. But no matter what time it is that you woke up, celebrate, my friend. It's pretty amazing. And see how many more things you find. Your perception and your perspective changes, and you'll start finding more things throughout your day to celebrate. Celebrate every single one of them. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Make it a totally terrific Tuesday. See ya.